I first want to tell our witness that about almost 20 years ago, I took an RV trip with my family, and for the first time, in a serious way, visited the Southwest, and found that the landscape was so completely different from where I live. It was a real revelation. Bandelier in New Mexico, White Sands, the travel that we did in that area was just, as I say, a revelation. And therefore, if confirmed, I want to invite you, Representative Holland, to come to New England, and particularly to come to Maine and visit our incredible national park, Acadia, and the Katahdin Woods and Waters National Monument, which is only 4 years old, but is already having a positive impact on the region where it's located. So I would love to welcome you to Maine, and hope that you will take advantage of that invitation should you be confirmed, which I hope will be the case.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I'll come. Thank you.
Good. That was the right answer. You're doing great so far. Many of us on this committee supported very enthusiastically the Great American Outdoors Act, which passed last year, as you know. But there were some disturbing interpretations and execution of that law at the very end of the previous administration. I hope that you will review the law. I know that you supported it in the House, and be sure that the implementation is corresponding to the intent of Congress. I have a pet motto that implementation and execution are as important as vision. So I hope you'll commit to working with us to be sure that the Great American Outdoors Act is implemented in the way that was intended by Congress to maximize the benefits to the American people.
I absolutely would, Senator.
One of the issues that's of interest in New England and in Maine is offshore wind. It has enormous potential, energy potential. There's an experimental project underway now in Maine called Aqua Venta, sponsored by our University of Maine. And I think one of the important areas that you can pay some attention to is the regulatory process and the timeliness. My approach has always been, we want the toughest regulatory or the toughest environmental rules in the world, but we want the most timely and predictable process. So I hope that's something that you can take a look at, because this is an important potential energy source. It could really be a huge change for this country. And we just don't want, I'm all for protecting the environment, protecting the fisheries, protecting the impact on fisheries, but I don't want the process itself to be a barrier to this important development.
I understand, Senator, and I would look forward to working with you on any of those issues.
Final question is on the issue which I think is the low-hanging fruit of climate change, and that is methane. As you know, there were some serious methane capture regulations passed 5 or 6 years ago. They were essentially repealed by the prior administration. I hope that certainly on public lands, you will look to reintroducing those regulations, which are not terribly costly, at least that's my understanding, but will be enormously beneficial in terms of the elimination of greenhouse gases. As you know, methane is 80 times as dangerous as CO2. So anything we can do on eliminating methane releases into the atmosphere is critically important. Will you commit to reviewing those regulations about methane release in terms of drilling on public lands?
Yes, Senator. And I understand, and I completely understand and appreciate you caring about this issue. We should be breathing clean air.
Well, I appreciate your testimony here today and your responsiveness. And I guess the final question would be, do you commit to appearing before and cooperating with this committee as we try to exercise our oversight role and really want to be partners with you in the important role of the Department of the Interior.
Absolutely, Senator.
Good. Thank you very much. I look forward to supporting your nomination.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.